What's up everyone? In this video I'm going to show you how your show up rates can do way better than they currently are, and if you're doing at least $30,000 a month on the front end, I'm going to show you how this is going to add 10 to 20k in your current monthly revenue if you implement everything that I show you today. So let's get into example number one. The first example, I just pulled up some example numbers. 30 calls a month, 5k offer, 50% show up rate and 50% close rate. So we have to pay attention to this show up rate. You're getting 7 clients a month. Now you have to trust my math on it, which gets you $35,000 a month on the front end. Now this is example number one. Let's take a look at example number two. The only difference in this example is you have an additional 30% in your show up rate, right? 30 calls, 5k offer, 80% show up rate, this time 50 close rate. That's gonna get you 12 clients every single month, which basically means $60,000 on the front end. That means from this one small tweak, you're getting an extra $25,000 in your monthly, a 60% increase. Like a 30% to 50% is 60%. You have a 60% increase to your revenue, which is huge because you didn't change anything to your lead acquisition system. You didn't change anything to your offer. You didn't change anything to your sales. You only changed one thing to your show up rate. So that's huge. Now, obviously, the next question that you're going to have about this is, Vlad, how do I get myself from a 50% to an 80% show up rate? And that's what I'm here to show you. So here's how I get my clients to that 80% show up rate. Now it depends, you can go from 40 to 70, I don't know, even 30 to 60. If you go from 30 to 60, you're basically going to double your revenue because you're doubling your show up rate. All right, now let's have a look. The first step is getting one story and one post every single day. Why is this so important? It's quintessential because it keeps you top of mind for your clients. So let's say you have 1,000 people who watch your content every single day. Those are your most ready to buy leads, people who pay the most attention to what you have to offer. Posting every single day is going to keep you top of mind for all of these people. So you have this attention, but unless you use it, you leverage it to your advantage, it's going to bring you nothing. So with that attention, you have to pre-handle doubts, objections, and limiting beliefs and relate to their desires. So how are you going to do this? Two easy as fuck strategies. Number one, you analyze objections you had in your last 10 unclosed calls, or have AI do it. For example, you might have an app like Fathom. You export the transcripts, you plug them into ChatGPT and tell it, ChatGPT, tell me the most prevalent objections in this call, pull out 30. So you look at your failed calls, at your unclosed calls, and that's your next 30 content ideas or story ideas. You make a piece of content exactly about this. So you're like, someone said, I don't have time for this. You're explaining in your piece of content why time is not an issue, why you built a program in a way where time is not an issue for them. Then you look at your conversations that you had with your clients, where you analyze limiting beliefs in your last 10 booked calls, setting conversations. I have my client Nick who did exactly this. Like, let me just tell you exactly what he did. He had a setter that told him, yo Nick, this pain is so prevalent in our setting conversations. You have to make a piece of content about this where you tackle this exact limiting belief that these clients have and why they're not booking this call. He made a video about that, just one video. I think it got like 20,000 views, but it's not the views. It got him 10 calls, just that one video alone. So you have to realize the importance of speaking with your clients' words. That's number one, keeping you top of mind. And then you have to condition yourself as an authority in your industry. So what does that mean? You have constant proof exposure. Say you collected a case study today, you put it on your story. Or you have your team. If you don't have a team, you have to do it yourself, I guess. You can take us because we do it for our clients. But you pull out a case study from your hour-long call where a client said something that's powerful to your other leads. You put it to your story. And then you manage to either add a caption to that and say, this is how my client did XYZ without having to XYZ. Or you make a talking head right after that story and you say something like, this is how my client, or I do this for my clients every single day, etc. A client sent in a check-in and they're like, hey, I lost 20, 30 pounds since I've joined and I'm feeling better than ever, you add that to your story. That's your story for the day. It's that simple. It's that simple. That's your story for the day. Someone said a client check-in, screenshot, click the screenshot, crop the image, put it on your story, maybe add a caption to it. It's that easy. You collect the testimonials, you send it to your team takes care of it, and then you put it on your story, you post it as a piece of content. That's again your next 30 content and story ideas. With just these, I just showed you how to pull out maybe like one day, 90 ideas for your content and your stories. So 180 in total, because you can like cycle through them, like maybe add a case study today, 1 week later use it as a piece of content, initially as a story. All right, now this is one of the biggest, if not the biggest thing that coaches don't have in place, which is a pre-call sequence. Not just the average pre-call sequence, a pre-call sequence that leverages know, like, and trust. This is pure human psychology. All right, so after you booked a call with someone, you need a follow-up workflow. All right, that's going to basically get them ready to buy before hopping on a call with you. How to do that? It's basically composed of 3 main steps. So you have your pre-call video, which is basically in its nature a VSL, which you send 1 day before, and then you make sure that they watch that VSL. Drop them messages, follow-ups, did you give it a watch? It shows how my client XYZ, who's in the same exact place as you because you've mentioned it in the conversation above, and you can use it for yourself after watching this. It's super valuable. I genuinely think this video is super valuable for you, and I need you to watch it before our call. It's a benefit for you to watch it before a call. Then we have the case study video. You document an entire video about it, dedicated to this is how my client did XYZ, and you appeal to your client's pains and to your client's desires. That's way different than just posting a client testimonial where a client told you something. All right, there's a big difference between that, even though both are impactful. And then a follow-up workflow with messages like, hey, see you on the call in 2 hours. This is absolutely essential because you want to make sure that they're ready for the call. And one more thing, in your pre-call video, you have to mention stuff like you have to be in your home, like you can't take this call in a car, you have to be in a quiet place where you can speak, etc. They should have their credit card on them, obviously, because it requires an investment. So mentioning stuff like this that gets the viewer in a position to buy. The person supposed to be on the call, the lead. Now, third thing is going to be framing. They should see you as the best option in the market for their specific problems. So let's say I have a client, Robert, for whom we did a set of testimonials recently. We wanted to frame him in all of the headlines that we did as the single and best solution in the market. Say there's like, either way, he's in the market for firefighters. So he's an online coach for firefighters. It's a small market, but what he's doing different than those other coaches in the market. So number one, he has little competition, but number two, he's putting out client testimonials and he's framing his own offer and his own persona as the best in the niche, and he's literally proving it to his clients with pure, undeniable social proof. All right. So basically this shows so much undeniable proof your program works. And then when in the framing part, like you have to also take care of your messaging, because when you take care of your messaging and you genuinely see yourself as the best in the market, that's going to shift how you speak to clients, how you speak to leads, how you speak to your team. So that's incredibly important to be who you say you are and to act like it. All right. And that's going to basically reflect in your ads messaging, in your authentic content, in your setting conversations, in your sales calls. It's going to basically reflect everywhere, and it's going to reflect in your revenue. It's going to reflect in your income. It's even going to reflect in your personal life, because if you walk in life like you think, not like you think, if you walk in life like you are the best, you will be the best. It's basically you're assuming your identity as the best coach in the marketplace, and that cannot do any harm to you. It's just benefits. And then this is about your own standard in your business. You have to stop accepting bad leads. You need to stop operating from a scarcity mindset, and you need to stop holding on to every single bad lead. This is gonna hugely shift your business in general, not just your show up rate. Because if you're taking bad leads either way are not going to show up. So if you decline them in the start, you're raising your show up rate. That's just logical deduction, but it's going to give you a better business. Because say if you accept a bad lead, you have scenario one, they're not going to close, and you're wasting 30 minutes of your time on a call that wasn't going to close because you knew it was a bad lead, but you didn't have the courage to tell yourself like, man, this is a bad lead. No, you're operating from a scarcity mindset, and I want to get on this call because I want to get on as many calls as possible. No, you just wasted 30 minutes of your life on a lead that wasn't going to close. Or second scenario, which is worst, you sign them as a client, they end up not doing anything, they get no results, and it's a bad reputation for you. So you need to stop holding on to bad leads. That's going to increase your show-up rate, but it's ultimately going to give you a better business. So now, what to do today? Because I have to give you a set of action steps to do literally today. And it's so simple. Number one, take one client result, make a story. Talk about it, take your phone, start filming. This is my client XYZ. This is her before and after. She lost 20 pounds, 30 pounds in 3-4 months since joining our program, and just basically talk about her results, what limiting beliefs she had, desires, etc. People who are on your stories are your most loyal viewers, and after they see it, you literally maximize the chance of them contacting you like, yo man, I saw you got this result for Lazy. I need that for myself, etc. Right? So, example, here's my client Jenna, a busy executive who was giving her all to everyone, family and work, other than herself. 3 months later, since she joined our program, etc. And you proceed to make a story exactly about this. Second step, take one sales objection, make a reel. Go to, Fathom, the tool you use to record your calls, copy the transcript, or you go to Google, copy the transcript, put that into ChatGPT, into Claude, tell it, give me an objection that is prevalent in this call and how you would solve it. It's not necessarily how Claude or ChatGPT would solve it. It can either be you, how you would solve it. Maybe your closer wasn't able to solve it and you had to train him on that, etc. You talk about it. So, for example, you challenge the I need to talk to my spouse objection. You make a video talking about, think about your spouse. Would they be for or against you doing something that will put you in a better place physically and mentally? Because if the answer is no, do they truly support you? So you're making them question their own beliefs, their own spouse, and their own basically mentality of how they see a coaching program. Like you're framing yourself from put you in a better place physically and mentally. And that's a huge shift. And you're overcoming objections. You're pre-handling them before the call. They have less doubts going into the call. Show-up rates go higher. And then, because I'm giving you the action steps to do today, I'm just going to tell you to script out your pre-call VSL because obviously you don't have time. Script, film, and edit everything today. And then also build your follow-up workflow to maximize the chance of the leads watching. So building up kind of like a set of messages that you send to clients after they book a call, and then you send a pre-call video. And one more thing, you have to send your pre-call video like right after you book the call, because that's when the lead is active, that's when the lead is warmest, right after they committed to booking a call and seeing you. And to basically wrap this video up, if you want us to do these for you and implement the entire end-to-end funnel, which is the same funnel that allowed me to get multiple coaches to over 6 figures every month, so you can enjoy your life in the meantime, you can book a call with the link in the description below. And by the way, this is not for coaches who don't already have a business that's doing well. So if you don't have a proven offer, if you don't have client results already, don't bother booking, please. This is it, guys. Hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.